Hi you guys, I recently took the IELTS test and I'm here to talk about my band score. I got an 8.5 in listening, I've got a 9 in reading, I've got a 7 in writing, and I got an 8.5 in speaking and an 8.5 overall. And I'm here to talk about how I got those scores and the mistakes I've made I wish I hadn't made. First thing you have to do is take the IELTS test, the mock IELTS tests they have online, the official Cambridge ones, and then you see what are your flaws, what are your shortcomings. And after you realize what's that, you focus on that. First of all, I learned English by myself, so I haven't had any formal training in English. We have lessons here in Brazil in our schools, but just very superficial and not enough to get a high score. So what I did was realize what were my shortcomings, and that was spelling. I had problems with writing because it wasn't usual for me to write, even in Portuguese, so imagine in English, and have to do essays. So I had to train to do the essays, and I did a lot of training for spelling, and I also get very nervous. So when I took the IELTS, I was really calm because I realized I didn't need such a high score. So I was really calm when I did it, and that's why I got a good band score. While taking the mock test, you'll realize what are your problems. So in the listening, you have to really pay attention, and it's only once. So if you made a mistake or you're not sure about something, just go ahead. And after you have a period of time to review your answers. So that's okay, that's fine, because there were certain times when I was taking the mock tests that I got so nervous that I thought it wasn't right, that I just stopped paying attention. So that's one big problem. So you have to dissect. The test has a structure. There are types of questions, so you can get ready. You know how they work, so you're gonna have a lot of advantage if you already did it. And another thing, in the reading, you have to have time management. So you have to spread the time, like not so much time for the first section, a little more time for the second section, and a lot more time for the third section because it gets harder. So if you have time management in the reading and in the writing, you're gonna be fine. In the writing, I think it's the most difficult test you can take because you have to know how to write, not just correctly, but the idea has to come across, and there are a lot of grammar necessities. Like you need to have good grammar, not just right grammar, but just it has to have a range. So I got a 7. It's not that great, but I heard of English teachers that got 7.5, so that's fine. That was the score I needed, so it was good enough. So what I did was I trained a lot. I used to talk by myself in my room in English so I can train speaking and listening a lot of things in English, and I would take this test in spelling and grammar and punctuation online, and I would also read a lot, so that's important. And good test for you.